Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, the day just slips through your fingers? Like time itself is playing a cruel game, running faster the more you chase it. That's exactly how Arjun felt. A young man with great potential, fierce, determination and a mind full of ambition. Yet every evening as the sun dipped behind the hills, he would sit in frustration. He had followed every discipline, waking up at dawn, completing his chores, studying sacred texts, meditating with discipline. And yet there was always this ache, this pressure. There's just not enough time. While others found peace, Arjun found himself sinking into anxiety. One day, desperate for clarity, he climbed the winding path to a mountain ashram, a quiet sanctuary where whispers spoke of a wise man who had mastered something greater than time itself, Guru Shiva. The villagers said he could do 10 things in the span others used for 2, yet he was never rushed, never flustered. Arjun found him sitting calmly under a tree, his eyes closed, as if even the wind waited for him to breathe. Arjun bowed deeply and asked, "Guruji, why does it feel like time is never enough, no matter what I do?" The old master slowly opened his eyes and smiled. "Meet me at the riverbank tomorrow at sunrise," he said, "and bring nothing but your focus." The next morning, as the first rays of sunlight kissed the surface of the river, Arjun arrived, empty-handed as instructed, but filled with questions. Guru Shiva stood by the water's edge, holding a small clay pot. Without a word, he handed it to Arjun and said, "Fill this with water from the river, but there is one rule. You must not spill even a single drop. If you do, start over." Arjun blinked in surprise. That's it, he thought. Still he bowed, accepted the challenge, and approached the river slowly. Every step back toward the Guru became a test of patience. He moved carefully, the pot trembling slightly in his hands. His breath was shallow, his eyes fixed entirely on the water's surface. He didn't dare look up, not even when birds chirped above or the wind rustled the trees. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours until finally he reached Guru Shiva with every drop intact. The Guru looked at him gently and asked, "Did you see the sunrise?" Arjun shook his head. "No, Guruji, I was only focused on the pot." The master nodded. "Exactly. You were so present in the moment that time no longer rushed past you, it became still." Arjun furrowed his brows, still uncertain. "But Guruji," he said, "I was focused only because I had no choice. In my daily life, there are too many things demanding attention. I can't ignore them all." Guru Shiva smiled and beckoned him to follow. They walked in silence through a grove of trees until they reached a large banyan tree where several disciples sat in deep meditation. Nearby, the Guru scooped up a handful of sand and let it slip slowly through his fingers. "This," he said, "is time. When your mind is restless, it flows away no matter how tightly you try to hold it." He then handed Arjun a small empty bowl. "Fill this with sand, but only carry what you can hold." Determined, Arjun rushed to scoop as much as possible, but most of it spilled between his fingers before he could even reach the bowl. Frustrated, he slowed down, took smaller amounts, moved gently, and to his surprise he managed to carry more. Guru Shiva observed quietly before saying, "This is the truth people miss. They race against time, believing more speed means more success, but in their haste they lose what truly matters." Arjun stood still, the bowl of sand cradled carefully in his hands, the Guru's words echoing in his mind. "In their haste, they lose what truly matters." He looked down at the grains, how easily they slipped away when he moved too fast, how many he preserved when he slowed down with intention. "So, it's not about doing more," he whispered, "but about how I do it." Guru Shiva nodded. "Exactly. Time does not bend to your will, but your mind, it can." They returned to the ashram courtyard, where Guru Shiva sat beneath a shaded pavilion and looked deeply into Arjun's eyes. "People waste their lives trying to manage time," he said. "But time cannot be managed. What you must master is your mind." Arjun leaned forward, eager now. "Then teach me, Guruji. How do I manage my mind?" The old sage closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them slowly. "There are 5 keys," he said. Simple yet powerful. Learn them, and your life will never be the same. Arjun listened with full attention as the Guru began to speak. Guru Shiva's voice was calm, but each word carried weight. First, he said, live in the present. Most minds wander to the regrets of the past or the worries of the future. But life only happens now. Focus on this moment, and time will feel abundant. Arjun nodded slowly. Second, the Guru continued, control your thoughts. Your mind is a garden. If you don't remove the weeds of negativity, no seeds of peace can grow. Arjun felt a shift within, as if his mind were already beginning to clear. Third, Shiva said, detach from distractions. If something won't matter in 5 years, don't let it steal more than 5 minutes of your peace. Arjun smiled softly. He knew he had let trivial things consume him for far too long. Fourth, practice gratitude. Begin each day by naming 3 things you're thankful for. Gratitude transforms what you have into more than enough. Finally, the Guru leaned in. And fifth, accept the flow of life. Do your best, but release your grip on the outcome. In the days that followed, Arjun applied each lesson. He slowed down, breathed deeper, and found that time no longer slipped through his hands. When he returned to his village, he brought this wisdom with him, and as he lived differently, others followed. The village, once plagued by anxiety, began to thrive with peace. And as word of Guru Shiva's teachings spread, so too did the quiet revolution, not of time management, but of mind mastery.